true that Walk This Way, you had written the lyrics and you're in a taxi on the way to recording and you left the lyrics in the taxi?
Well, I wrote, I had a bag that kept my lyrics in, obviously. I simply left the bag in the car. And I'll never forget that moment was when I remembered it, it was like, you know, when you realize that and you did that. And it's over, over. You'll never find them, all the work you did, over. And the band loved to. I mean, another reason it's hard to be in a band like this is because when you write your own music like this, that's what I mean, is that when you're with them, it's one thing to jam out and write a song and play it. I love that. I can do that in my sleep, and when I do, I feel like I'm living to the fullest. When I'm playing music and writing the bass track, you know, Joe Perry comes with these licks, and then I build on them, right? And we build that. That's easy for me. I love that. But then to hear something in that and call it a melody, to hear something in that and write lyrics, that's nuts. When I'm done with that, I think, what? That's out of the air. There's nothing there. And so I write the melody and the lyrics, and the melody I got in my mind, thank you, God. But the lyrics I write down on paper, and because because of all the things I ever lost, I miss my mind the most. I have to write it down. I don't remember. So, sure enough, I lost it, and the guys love to come to me and go, well, what do you got? Did you write any lyrics? And this is the next day, and I'm burnt to a crisp from writing the song, The Bed, with them, and I want to go back and watch the news or go to bed or make love or do whatever we all do. And if I didn't, they're all angry at me. You got any lyrics? And leave me alone. And the one time I did, they went, so Jack Douglas, our producer, went, we're singing tonight. I went, well, guess what? I left the lyrics in the car. It was...
Not just a car, that was a taxi.
It was in the taxi.
You never saw them again?
Oh, no, I never saw them again. So I had to run upstairs at the record plant. Brought a pencil. I forgot the tape, so I used to carry a cassette, you know, talk into it. Pencil with my headphones, and I would listen to the music and listen, and I wrote it down on the wall. Backstroke lover, you know, always hiding beneath the cover to talk to my daddy. Says you ain't seen nothing till you're down on a muffin. Then you're sure to be a changing your way.
That blindsided us. We had no idea it was going to have the impact it had. I mean, we were touring constantly. We were slowly seeing the build come back, you know, after the band had gotten back together. And when we heard about this rap thing, and I mean, we were aware of it, but we saw it as just another form of. I see it as just another form of the blues, you know, just moving along to another step, another generation, because it's a real basic street corner kind of music. It's very heartfelt from how people experience life, and which is what blues is all about. So it seemed like a very natural progression to me, except it didn't have enough guitar on it. I had heard of Run-D.M.C. My son, my 11-year-old son, was playing it, and they were singing about it. I think Adidas sneakers, which, you know, wasn't very rock and roll to me, but, you know, who cares? You know, they're singing about. And so we get this phone call, and we had just read in Rolling Stone where Rick Rubin said that Walk This Way was proto-rap, and we took that as a compliment, of course. And then he asked if we would want to play on the song. They were sampling bits and pieces of Walk This Way, so why not? He thought, why not have the guys come in? And the guys in Run-D.M.C. weren't too too keen on it. I think they were, you know, they were just discovering this thing that was starting to become big, and they had done something brand new. And it's like, why would we want to bring those old guys in here? You know, we're sampling their music. I mean, we got our own thing, you know. And so we flew in, and Rick said, just play, just plug in and play. And we just want to add a little. We're not even sure if this is going on the record. You know, again, they were establishing something, and he wasn't even sure if it was the right time to do something like that. You know, rap was just starting to really get a foothold. You know, is it really time to try something new? And anyway, we went in, we played guitar, and Rick said, well, we need a little more bass. And I said, well, I ain't got a bass, and one of the kids that was hanging around at the studio said, I got one at my apartment, went over, picked it up, and it was actually one of the Beastie Boys that was still hanging around with Rick at that point. You know, it was one of his favorite bands at that point, and you know, he was working with them, and so they were hanging out in the studio, and I played bass on it, and we said, we'll see you later. And the guys in Run-D.M.C were kind of ambivalent about what it was, and we weren't really sure it was right, or, you know, because we're so used to what we were doing, you know, playing it live every night our way and that kind of thing. But to me, it sounded like a perfect match. I mean, that was the only thing that needed was a little bit of that music in there, whether it be guitar or some kind of musical instrument beside the voice. And then, long story short, they said, well, it's going on the record, but we need a video. And the video, I think, was probably the most important thing, it being the first video with black artists on MTV. And to be part of that, I'm proud. And I probably, of all the things that I've done, you know, with the band, that's probably one of the biggest things. I mean, I feel kind of a feeling like Elvis. Elvis was such an important part of bringing black music to white ears. You can't say enough about that. And the same with the Stones. They were probably aside from Elvis, probably the most important white musicians to bring black music to American ears and around the world.
So it was a big deal.
So it was huge, and it kind of hit me in waves. I didn't get it all at once. I didn't go all of a sudden, wow, this is amazing. They're playing this, they're doing that. We went back on the road. We were gigging constantly, and then we. You know, it hit the charts, and it really busted things wide open. And then when we went to Europe on the next European tour, we realized how important it was in Europe. It was a much bigger single in Europe than it was here. And in America, we had no problem selling tickets. I mean, it was like we were out there playing the places we always played, playing the theaters, playing the sheds, whatever, the arenas, the whatever, wherever rock bands played. I mean, that's where we were, and we were comfortable. But in Europe, it was the first time some people had heard of Aerosmith, and it was a kind of shock that it had that much of an impact. And again, we were really proud of it. And as I've said a million times, I wish I could say I plotted that one, and you know, I figured that one out. But no, that was it was. I mean, probably Rick Rubin was the most responsible, but you know, it was a bunch of things that kind of one thing led to another, and it was a really important thing.